Welcome officially to the first Sunday of Advent. I invite you to begin this journey here in my home. The tree behind me is 19 years old. It was put up the first Christmas Mackenzie and I were married in 2000. I bought it at the store for $79. I think we've gotten our money's worth. It's still as beautiful as the first day we put it up. But I start with this tree because today's word in our Advent journey is the word journey. And oftentimes people put up pictures of journeys, train tracks or roads or paths in the woods, things that lead us someplace, to some unknown destination. But there's a different kind of journey. A journey through time, a journey through our stories. And that's what this tree is all about. And so I want to show you just a few examples of what I'm talking about here. This tree is a journey for us, represents the journey that Mackenzie and I have taken for the last almost 19 years. The angel on the top is as old as the tree, from the year 2000, and it goes down and even traces our journey long before we knew each other, long before I was born, with glass ornaments from parents' trees and the bell from my grandparents. Some of the first ornaments that Mackenzie and I had, the cross with nails. The carpenter purchased our salvation, fashioned our salvation. One of our early favorites, Santa bowing down to baby Jesus. We've got memories. My father, who passed away in 1999. Memories of trips we've taken. All sorts of places we've gone throughout our time together. Of course, our favorite teams. Gators. My Ravens. And Mackenzie's Jags. His memories of friends who made us some of these ornaments. A friend from Kentucky, Norma Jean, from the first church that we served, who fashioned this angel, along with these clay crosses that remind us of our journey throughout life, a journey of faith, of hope, and of love. We have our beloved Methodist cross in flames since we've become ordained as Methodist ministers. Our alma mater from Asbury Seminary. The first church, DeLeon Springs, where I served as a youth pastor, and we've got every church that we've served on this tree somewhere. Got other things we've picked up along the way. We've got some of our pets. The beagle that we used to have when we first moved to North Carolina. And then as our daughter was born a few years ago, we picked up a few of her favorites as well. We've now added to that tree our Paw Patrol collection, for those of you following kids shows. And we've got, of course, Disney, Mickey Mouse here. On the other side, we've got Dory, one of her favorites, that even talks.
Excuse me. Hi. Can I just speak to you for a sec?
Never thought we'd have talking ornaments on the tree, but that's what you do with a 4-year-old. We've got Olaf, of course. And yes, that was BB-8 that you just saw. That was mine. But as you can see, there's a wide range of memories on this tree of the journey. And that's really what the scriptures are all about. The journey of God's people. The journey back to Eden, back to the garden, to the New Jerusalem, to the place that God has created for us. But it's a journey that we don't walk alone. We don't wait to meet Jesus in some grand finale. He came to us. Emmanuel, God with us. He journeys with us. He walks the path with us. And He wants us to experience the joy and the hope and the peace and the love that He gives us along the way. There's a book, if you've got kids especially, but for anybody I would recommend for the Advent season, you can get it online. It's Advent Storybook by Antony Schneider, Schneider. You can find it online. And it's a story of Benjamin Bear and his journey to the manger. It's a story we've come to read with our daughter every year at Advent, one story a night as we go through the journey. And what Benjamin discovers is that it's not just about getting to the manger. It's about all the encounters he has along the way. All the people he meets that he has an opportunity to help, and all the people who have helped and encouraged him throughout his life. All the people that showed him the love of Christ before he even knew Christ. And all the people he had an opportunity to serve and love in the way that Christ would have him do, even though he didn't know that's what he was doing. That's what our journey is. Our journey through this life. Our journey through Advent. That every step of the way, Jesus walks with us. And He will walk with us to the end. That along this journey of life, Jesus calls us to die to ourselves. He is the way. And Todd Agnew has a song called My Jesus, and he says, Jesus, you said to live like you, to love like you, but then you died for me. What does that mean? If we follow Jesus' way, it leads to the cross. It leads to death. It leads to the grave. It leads to sacrificing our own interests. But even in death, even in the most painful thing we can experience in this journey of life, it's not the end. There's always hope. The same God who walks with us on this journey, the God who dwells among us, walks with us through the grave. And so there's always hope. There's always reason for joy. Not just because of some final heavenly destination, but because the God who we long to meet one day is already here. He came first in the manger. He'll come again in the clouds. But He hasn't left us. He's walking with us on the journey. Where have you seen Him on your journey? Where is His word lighting your path? What would it look like this Advent for you to follow in His way? Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, thank You for the journey. For the highs and the lows, for the joys and the sorrows, for every moment that has woven the tapestry of our lives together and made us who we are, for the ways that You throughout this journey are forming us and shaping us more and more into Your image, for the ways You are purifying us and shaping us to be more like Christ. And so help us, Lord, to appreciate the journey. Not to keep trying to fast forward to the next big event, the next big thing. Not to try to escape the pain that we experience. Lord, to simply embrace every moment. To stop along the way. To smell the roses, as it were. To pay attention and notice. To notice You. So many people walked right by that stable, that cave in Bethlehem. But so few noticed. Lord, help us to notice every day, every moment along our journey, the ways You are walking by our side, the paths You are calling us to take. It's in Your precious name